Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. Kol Shira, and we're back in Lakutei Halachos, Baruch Hashem, Hilchos Birchas Hashacha Hey, and we're in middle, and we're going to start off on the page where it says Avo. We see it on the top of the page, on the right side. Everyone good? Yeah.
Where?
On the top, on the page it says Avo.
Oh yeah.
Right there we go. Okay, here we go. And it's amazing how it fits into Mamish this week's parsha. Watch how amazing this is. Alpha Pisha Kiblu Atayr B'Shvuos. Right? So we came out of Mitzrayim. We had the 40 days, right? And we came 49 days and we came to Kabbalah Satayr. We had the Kabbalah Satayr. And then what happened then? Chazu v'kilkilu aydei erev rab b'chet ha'egel. Shu avodah zarah. Isn't that this week's parsha? We have the Chet Egel in this week's parsha. It's unbelievable. Yeah. It fits into. It's so beautiful when that happens. Shenimshach mimetzach hanachash. So we were learning about what the metzach hanachash is, right? We have the metzach harotzon, which is the side of kedusha, which is the highest side, which is connected to the 50th gate. 49 letters of Kriya Shema Shema Yisrael Hashem Lakeinu Hashem Echad Baruch Shem, right? And then 50 is metzach Metzach HaRatzon. And then the opposite of that, we know, Elu ve'elu, Divelikim Chai. Hashem always makes the opposite side. And what was that? That is the Metzach HaNachash. Okay, that's where the Kfira came from. Because what was the whole problem? They said, we don't know what happened to this Moshe. Where is he? Look what the Rebbe says here. They brought Suffolk into us. Remember we finished with that last week, right? In other words, we have to be certain of what we're doing. We have to always know halacha, so we don't have suffix. We know what we're doing. Shechazu v'yizgabru lahatil suffix b'rotzen. To put suffix in the rotzen of Hashem, what the rotzen is. They wanted just to bring more suffix in. The Erev Rab brought us suffix. We don't know, maybe he won't come back, maybe he will come back. This, bring suffix into us. V'chines kizeh Moshe ha'ish. This man, Moshe, this man, Ha'ish, Ha'ish, Lo yadanu meh hayaloi. We don't know what's going to be with him. How could they say such a thing? Think about it. Think about it. We were on such a level. We were on such a level of mamish, of Kabbalah Satayr. We were all misnavi. We were all neviim at the time of Kabbalah Satayr. But what? Just such a short time after, they say, the Erev said, Ki zeh Moshe ish lo yadanu ma hayaloi. V'chanavika atikun, haya be'elul v'tishrei, ba'arboyim yamim, achreinim, me'elul ad yom kippur, shehem yemei rotzen. So in other words, what happened after, when did Moshe Rabbeinu come back? When did this happen? Does anyone remember?
40 days later.
No, when the luchos were broken, actually.
Yom Kippur?
No, that's the second one. Yeah. The first one was on Shivasa B'Tammuz. Shivasa B'Tammuz is when they were so from Shavuos to Shivasa B'Tammuz, we were already nichshol the 40 days. We were nichshol those 40 days at the end with and it caused the egel, but then we have another 40 days. We have another 40 days from the time of Rosh Chodesh Elul to Yom Kippur. To be Mesaken, those are days of, what are they called? They're called Yemei HaRotzen. Right? If you look in Shulchan Aruch, right? They're called the Yemei HaRotzen. Why are they called the Yemei HaRotzen? Because we're aligning ourselves back to the Rotzen Hashem. We strayed away and we're coming back to Hashem. Ad. Shebesukkos Vayshana Rabba Shmini Atzeres Nigmar Atikin B'chol Shana Ki Yadua. And we know we have the Yom Tov, we have Yom Kippur, and then we have those 4 special days between Yom Kippur to the Sukkos. And then we have the days of Sukkos, and then we have Hoshana Rabbah, we have the mitzvahs of Simcha on Sukkos. And that's the Ratzon of Hashem, that we shouldn't be worried that the year is going to be good, Hashem's going to grant us everything. To show Hashem that I could be B'Simcha. Because really, are we supposed to be B'Simcha? We finish Yom Kippur, we don't know what happened. We don't know what the judgment was. But but what do we do? The whole mitzvah of Yom Tov, of Sukkot, is to be v'samachta b'chagecha. That despite, I don't care, Hashem, it's all your rotzen. Whatever you want for me is good. Harigolim. And we said last week the three parshas of Kriya Shema, right, are connected, the three avos. The first parsha is Avram Avinu, the second parsha in Vahaya is Yitzchak Avinu, and the last parsha, Vayomer, right, Vayomer Shem Moshe, Dabar Bnei Yisrael Ma'atam Tzitzis, right, that's the connected Yaakov Avinu, that's the Shalish Regalim, right, V'ahavta is Pesach, Vahaya is Shavuos, and the last one, the regular Shlishi, is Vayomer, which is Sukkot. Hu bechinas parshas Vayomer shebekriya Shema hu parshas tzitzis sheim tikkun alavushin. When we wear our tzitzis, is being misakin all of the blemishes of our lavushin. Shu bechinas sukkos anani hakavod. Why is tzitzis? Because what was the anani hakavod? The same way our clothing cover us. The same way we wear clothes to cover us, to give us protection, so too on Sukkot, that's the third parsha, is talking about tzitzis because that's the Anani HaKavod. The tzitzis protect us from all the impurity of the world, to separate us from and insulate us from all the impurity of the world. Our tzitzis protect us. Okay, so we are on levushi. Okay, here we go. Now, as it says that the Ananim are our levushim, as our garments. The Navi Eov says that. Who bechines gemar hatikan anase ayidei riboy tzedakah. And how do we get to that? How do we get to that tikkun? In other words, to go from the time of Metzach HaNachash, that we went from those days, the dark days. And how do we get to the Yemei HaRotzen? How do we get to the tikkun? By giving tzedakah. Why? We said giving tzedakah is demonstrating that everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to me, He gave it to me, and I'm just using what Hashem gave me. It's not really mine. When I give the tzedakah, I give away something that's mine. I give it away. I'm showing that really Hashem gave it to me, and Hashem wants me to give it. That's demonstrating the Ratzon of Hashem. On Sukkot, when it comes to Pesach, when you're doing the Musaf, it's very easy, right? You just do each day. But by Sukkot, it's very, very complicated. There's all the different kabbanis. It jumps back and forth. It's a complicated thing, right? By Sukkot, remember? Remember, because there was so many kabbanis on Sukkot, more so than any other Yom Tovim. Kiyaz ayvrim b'bal ta'acher. K'may sham Rabbi Seinu Zal, ki Sukkot b'chinas ribay tzedakah b'chinas kabbanis. On Sukkot, Chazal tell us in Rosh Hashanah is connected to tzedakah, which is karbanis. The Gemara says that. Ki tzrichin laharbais b'tzedakah miyoid la'aniyim ha'agunim. To give money to proper aniyim. To aniyim, that are going to use your money to serve Hashem. You don't want to give money, we have, whatever funds we have to use it wisely. And when we give our tzedakah, to know that we're giving tzedakah to people that'll be ma'aneg the Shabbos, people that'll take care of the Yom Tov, people that'll use the money for avodas Hashem, towards their avodas Hashem. That's an ani hagun. That's a proper ani that'll use the money properly. Kidei lechazik harotzen, in order they will also be mechazik the rotzen b'chol pam shelo yatilu oit safek, so therefore they shouldn't have safek. Good. What happens? You give an ani, he has trouble, and he doesn't have the money he needs. So then he's having a safek with Hashem. Oh, Hashem, why did I put me through this and this? Now you give the ani money. Now you give the ani has some parnasa because you gave him some tzedakah. So then you're taking away the safek from that ani. No, the ani had a safek in Hashem. Why is Hashem doing this to me? Now you give him the money, you take away the safek from the ani. And then he also can be aligned with the Ratzon Hashem. He doesn't go against the Ratzon Hashem. Okay, now. B'chol zehu b'chinas tzitzis sheim tikkun alavushim b'chinas tzedakah. So tzitzis is connected to tzedakah. Why? Because tzitzis is the third parsha of Kriya Shema, and tzitzis is the protection of the guf, the same way the Anani HaKavod were. Right? We understand that now? Right? B'chinas tzedek lavashti v'yabasheni. Okay? And again, in Eov says, "Valkein afal pi roiv shekishmazi al pasuk al tzedakah maskia dachlikus ani bilavushay b'chisusay." When the Torah talks about tzedakah, the Torah talks about if you're going to loan money to an ani, and the ani is going to have a shirt, and you're going to have to give him the shirt. He's going to have to give you the shirt as collateral for the money that you're loaning him, right? So what do you have to do? The Torah says, give him back his garment. Give the ani back his garment at night. That's what the Torah says. Give him back. Don't keep it at night. He needs the warmth at night. So we'll give it back. Do you remember that, Yaakov? Give it back to him. K'maycha kasav ki kisusai levado he simlasai loirai, because that's the only kisus. That's the only garment he has to protect him. So at night, don't keep it away from him. Let him have it so he shouldn't have to be cold during the night. And so he could sleep with his garment. Okay. And then you'll be blessed. Also, if you see a person going without any clothes, so what do? If you see you buy him something, you get him something. Okay, here we go. That's okay. Anias is always talked about in the lashon of atifa. What else is called in the lashon of atifa? The talis. Le'satei patzitzis, the same atifa. So here you have a connection. The garments, we connected now the tzitzis. We connected it to the Yom Tov of Sukkot, to the Simcha of Sukkot, to the tzedakah and the karbonis of Sukkot. And we're saying it's the anani akavod, which is the garment. That's why it's tzitzis. And now we see a different idea. We see some other ideas where lisatef, where the word atifa is used with clothing in regard to tzedakah. Hainu she'ein loy b'mala hatif. He doesn't have with what to cover himself with, to wrap himself. He wraps himself in his pain, his sorrow, and his poverty. As Rabbi Nachman teaches in lesson 160 and 163 al pasuk, nafsham bahem tisatev shemisatev mine yovei. Okay, v'gam dachlikus ha'ani b'mezaynais mechane b'shem atifa. Also, when it talks about the ani and his food, he needs food. Also uses the same lashon of atifa, a wrapping. Why would they use a lashon of atifa? Because of atufa ba'arav. He's wrapped in his hunger. He's wrapped in his hunger. Because the tzedakah helps him from his nefilas hadas. He's so worried. He's so wrapped in his pain and his sorrows. And now you give him, he can't think properly. Now you give him the money and you calm him down and you give him what he needs. Shel hayamim shenaflu ayidei as a kedim shein lahem shleimus k'may shekasu sham shemisham hayeyonik metzach anachash chachmas hateva ayin sham. So the Rebbe says over there like this, that the fact that he has this problem, the fact that the ani has this problem, he's living with this problem, the metzach hanachash, the side of impurity, yearns, he nurses from this person, from that pain. That we, Klal Yisrael, is not giving this ani what he needs. So the other side loves that we're not doing it. But so as soon as we give the ani the money and we fix the problem, we put down the other side. Do you understand what's going on here? In other words, the side of impurity, how does it strive? It strives because here you have a person that doesn't have money to buy himself food and clothing. And he's living this way for a while. That means the people weren't taking care of him and taking care of this poor ani. So the fact that was going on that way for such a long time, the other side, the other side, in this case, it's the Metzach HaNachash, takes that opportunity that he was living with this poverty. and he uses it to get power against Klal Yisrael. But so now when Klal Yisrael comes and we give the ani money, and we put out that problem, it's a fire going on. We put out the fire. We put out that fire by giving him the money. Now he has what he needs. So that's fixing the ratzon. Then he goes out of the problem. He goes out of the suffix. He goes out of that the parsha of Sveikus, and then he goes into the ratzon. The ani realizes, wow, it's so nice that this man gave me this money, and he realized that ratzon Hashem, that this man remembered me and saw me, how Hashem cared about me, brings him back into ratzon. Ayin Sham. Because the main point of all chachmas arois, all bad thoughts, come from this idea of the levushim, from the garments. Because we know that the mitzvahs are also called garments. The mitzvahs that we do are also clothing our neshamas. So when the Chachmei HaTeva, when these people, they choose to go against the Torah, what are they doing? They're damaging their levushim. They're not covering themselves in the mitzvahs like they're supposed to. Because really it's only HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself that runs and conducts the world. It's not what the Chachmas HaTeva says. Chas v'shalom. Ach b'shvila bechira. But because HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the world with bechira, we have free choice. We can choose to listen what the news says. We can choose to look what it says in the newspapers. If you want to waste your life away doing that, you could do that. We have the bechira to do that. Or we could follow halacha, we could learn Torah, we could say Tehillim, we could learn the parsha, we could learn the daf, we could learn anything we want. We use our time properly. That's the best thing we can do. We malbish are the ratzon of Hashem in so many different things that are hidden. We could find HaKadosh Baruch Hu in so many different situations if we only apply mitzvahs and Torah and chasadim to those things. And we make so many beautiful garments. You make a beautiful suit when you put on your tefillin. You're making yourself a beautiful thing when you say the Tehillim. Beautiful. You're making levushim for the neshama. Beautiful for the neshama. You're making garments. We become tailors. How do you like that? You're making mamish beautiful, beautiful garments.
Custom.
Mamish custom. Mamish custom. And through that, the garments, by us doing mitzvahs, it helps us be in tune and in line with what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. By us being in tune and line, we continue to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. The garments help us. The levushim that we produce via our mitzvahs, by our limud HaTorah, by our tefillah, by our izbaidus, whatever it is that we're doing, those levushim help guide us in order to go and do the right ratzon Hashem. Ki bechinas haratzon ba'atzmai iyefshel lekabel miri b'ya'or shegoyrim shviras kelim. Because the regular ratzon of Hashem, the real will of Hashem, is so powerful. The light of Hashem is so powerful. We can't accept the light of Hashem, but what does Hashem do? He gives us the mitzvahs. And via us doing the mitzvahs, via us learning the Torah, which is part of the mitzvahs, we attain the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a manageable measure that we can benefit by it. Because we know that even if you have too much oil, if you put too much oil if you have a candle burning in a glass with oil, and now you decide you're going to put too much oil in there, what are you going to do? You wind up extinguishing the fire. You can't have too much oil. But again, when we learn Torah, when we do our tefillah, and we do chasadim, whatever we're doing properly, we're attaining the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a measure that we can accept it, in something that we can benefit by. Because of all of the mistake and all of the heresy of the Chachmei HaTeva, the professors, May they all go to a nice place. Yeah. Shebayim is Zumas HaNachash. And where are they coming from? They're coming from the Zumas HaNachash. Hakadmaini Mimetzach HaNachash, from the original Nachash, from Gan Eden with Chava. That original Nachash in Parshas Bereshis in the first few psukim of the Torah Kedusha. They wanted to attain right away. We want to understand Hashem. We want to understand that the Nachash wanted to be like Hashem. We'll also be gods. Why is Hashem? We'll also be gods. That's where the original that's where the original Teva came from. The Beli Kalim Levushim the Kedusha. But they had no Levushim at that time. Adam and Chava had no Levushim. They didn't have any mitzvahs yet. They had no garments to protect them, to guide them. That's why they stumbled. But that's why it's so important. We always make sure we have our mitzvahs, our do more Torah, more tzedakah, more tefillah, more chasadim, whatever we can do, because by doing that, it gives us more levushim, more protection. So for us to continue to do the right thing in Mitzvah Hashem. Let's do the next paragraph. Therefore, the original tikkun, from the original problem, they realized, what did Adam and Chava realize? That they were unclothed, that they were naked, remember? So they started the tikkun again there with levushim. Kosnas or. He made them with a skin. Some kind of a skin, a protection to put on, a leather or something to put on to protect them. By Yalbi Shem, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu enclothed us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu enclothed us. Ki bit batchila hayishneim arumim, because originally they were unclothed. V'lai yizbaishishu, but they weren't embarrassed. They didn't know any better. They didn't know any better. They weren't embarrassed. It was fine. Because at that time they were perfect. They didn't need any levushim gashmiyim. They didn't need any specific garments of gashmis. They didn't need it. They were very fine and they were very, very spiritual at the time. Bechinas kosnas or with an aleph. You know, we know that the Rabbi Meir had his Torah, he had it with an aleph. It was kosnas or. Since we had no garments, what was the only mitzvah Adam and Chava had? What was the only mitzvah that they had? They had a loisasa, don't eat from the tree. That was the only mitzvah they had. Don't eat from this tree. That was the mitzvah. Don't eat from the tree. Yeah, Shemisham, Kol HaChakiros, HaChakiros HaRois, Shel Chachmei HaTeva. We know so many times, all of the philosophers, they love this. They love to attack this. They love to attack the Kamuv Basfarim Kedoshim. Aval Achash HaNachash his Gora Bahem. But after the Nachash attacked them, the Nachash attacked Adam and Chava. He saw them and he seduced them. Le'echel misham, to eat from this tree. Ad sheboy lekfiras, until they came to kfira. Until they came to heresy. Please turn the page. Beli levushim, we had this mitzvah. We had the mitzvah of not to eat from the tree, but we had no levushim at the time. Therefore, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to make us tikkun, He wanted to fix the problem for us. Also, lehem levushim bechinas kosnasar. So Hashem gave us garments. Kosnasar, He gave us garments. Ki ata ikar tikkun ayidei tikkun levushim. Right now, the main tikkun is through our tikkun levushim, but not by our physical garments. It's the levushim of the mitzvahs and the masim tovim and the Torah and the avodah that we do. Those are the true levushim. We create levushim for us. Sheim bechinas tzitzis u'tfilin. Torah mitzvahs, tzitzis and tfilin. Sheim levushim the shchinta. These are the levushim of the shchina kedosha, the anya begalusa, which is impoverished in the galus. Bebechinas kihu kisusa levada. That is our only garments. It's known that the tefillin and the tzitzis that we wear, those are our real true garments. It's not our hat, it's not our shirt, it's not our pants. We have to wear those, of course, we have to be properly covered. But those are not our main garments. The main garment is our tzitzis and our tefillin. That's the real garment. Those are our true levushim. The tzitzis. The beautiful tzitzis, says the Zayir. Bal kain tzitzis u bechinas tzedakah. Therefore, tzitzis is bechin of tzedakah. Why is it tzedakah? Do you remember a minute ago we said tzitzis is tzedakah because tzitzis is in Vayayim Hashem Moshe. Vayayim Hashem in the third parsha of Kriya Shema. And that parsha is connected the third regel, which is Yaakov Avinu, which is connected Sukkos, which is the time that we gave the karbanis, we gave a lot of tzedakah, and which is the time that we had to give out to the aniyim money so they could be v'samachta v'chagecha also. We gave the proper money to them. So we saw over there that tzitzis is connected to tzedakah. V'chinas tikkun al levushim, and that's how we're masakin al levushim. By giving the tzedakah, we make the levushim, the kedusha. We subdue the nachash by giving the tzedakah, by taking money that I work to make, and I don't do I don't say I don't say that. I say this is really HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave it to me. And I'm giving out only what Hashem gave me. That's fixing the rotzen, and that's fixing the problem of the nachash, where he puts the doubt. He puts the doubt into the ani. We take away the doubt from the ani, and we give the ani. We give the ani the money, and the ani then is able to be relaxed, and the ani is able to follow his mitzvahs and do his things because he has peace of mind. And we take away that suffix. By doing that, we're pushing down the nachash. By pushing down we're pushing down the netzach hanachash. Umizgaber is galus harotzen, and when mizgaber we increase the mizgalus harotzen, the rotzen of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is increased, of course. Now, Sukkos is the third of the regalim, right? The first regel is Pesach in a few weeks, right? Pesach. The second Yom Tov is Shavuos, and Sukkos is the third of the Shalosh regalim. Okay. Bebechinas besumi anan levushay. Okay. Bebechinas parsha shlishi shel Kriya Shema. Shu parsha tzitzis shekavu b'Kriya Shema. The third parsha of tzitzis that was established in when we say every time we say Kriya Shema. Shabai nigza niskar Yitzias Mitzrayim. In that parsha, we're always remembering, we always mention about Yitzias Mitzrayim. Sha'oz ha'yikir is Galus ha'rotzen. That was the main first introduction of his Galus ha'rotzen, showing the world that HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world. It's not the way the Chatume Mitzrayim, those with the sorcerers of Mitzrayim. It's not what they say. It has to do with what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, and that's why he did what he did to Mitzrayim. The whole shalish regalim is a zeichel yitzias Mitzrayim. Each time we make Kiddush on Pesach, what do we say? Zeichel yitzias Mitzrayim. Kiddush on Sukkos, what do we say? Zeichel yitzias Mitzrayim. And on Sukkos, of course, we say Zeichel Yitzias Mitzrayim. V'chol zeru b'chinas Sukkos. Shu gemar tikun shal kol hashalish regalim. B'al kein niskar shalish pamim tzitzis beparshas tzitzis. Therefore, we have 3 times the mention of tzitzis in the parsha of tzitzis in Vayomer. Right? You kiss your tzitzis 3 times, right? You take your tzitzis, you kiss them 3 times. It says tzitzis 3 times. Why 3 times? He says, Keneged Shalish Regalim. Each one, the first time you kiss your tzitzis is Keneged Pesach. The second time you kiss your tzitzis is Keneged Shavuos. And the third time you kiss your tzitzis is Keneged the Sukkos. Vayin beilchas Erev halacha gimel sham mevaya gam kein inyan hashalish regalim v'rosh hashana b'yom kippurim al pi ha'torah kanal. Okay, shekulam hein bechinas tikunim. All of these are tikunim. We said that the 40 days from Rosh Chodesh Elul, which is including in Rosh Hashanah, is included in those 40 days, which is including in those 4 days the Aseret Yemei Tshuva, which is included in those 40 days is also Yom Kippur, Legala is Haris HaRatzon. Those are the days Yemei HaRatzon. And it's being Megala the Ratzon of Hashem because we're trying to make tshuva and trying to get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to do the Ratzon of Hashem. Achsham hu besignain acher kitzas. Okay? Ki shivim anpin le'araisa. We know that there are 70 different ways to understand Torah v'akol oila el mokem echad, but all the 70 different ideas, all the 70 different ways you're going to translate anything in Torah, they all come to one point. There's one point. You can come on different ways to come to the point, but the main point is to come to the Ratzon Hashem. That's the main point. There's galus of the Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world. Now, let's go one more paragraph, and we'll finish by Mem Daled. Okay. Kiyim kol ha-Torah hu al yedei tzitzis. We know the mitzvah. We say that the mitzvah of tzitzis is connected all the 613 mitzvahs. K'may shekosav leisa surach levavchem. We say in the parsha leisa surach levavchem. When I see these tzitzis, it should keep me and protect me from going after what my heart desires. My heart may not desire the right thing. Zuminas, laman, the right, which is apikursis, right? Laman tizkru, v'asisem, as kol mitzvahs in connection with lelekechem, ki'ikar kiyam ha-Torah, hu al yedei tzitzis. The main point of keeping the Torah is through the tzitzis, because that's the levushim. Shu bechinas tikkun ha-levushim, bechinas tzedakah. Right? Because we said the tzitzis, again, is the tikkun of the levushim, because that's my main levush, is the talis, the tzitzis. And we know that the tzitzis is connected to the Anani HaKavod, the tzedakah of the Yom Tov of Sukkot, and the karbanis of Sukkot. Shemachniya metzach hanachash, that puts down and subdues the metzach hanachash, the impurity of the nachash. Sheroitze, what does he want to do? Levatal es kol ha-Torah chas v'sholem. The nachash doesn't want us to follow the Torah. The Yetzer Hara doesn't want us to follow the Torah. He wants us to go in the other way. He doesn't want us to do that. He's the opposite. And through their crooked fakrumta ideas, of those chachmei hateva sheyonkim misham, that they get their vitality, they get their power from what? From the aniyim that are suffering and going through whatever poverty they're going through, via them thinking about against the Ratzon of Hashem. That's how they get their thing. V'chein mevayeh b'Torah mishpatim b'simin zayin shetzitzis b'chinas emuna. Tzitzis is emunah. Mevatel svaros veitzis hanachash, and it helps us to nullify the ideas and the svara of the ideas of the Yetzer Hara of the nachash. K'may shekasa shama mama rabba bar chana ta v'chave lechatura. This Sinai, the hadra le akrava. Shame atzas hanachash. That's all they're talking about again, the ideas of the nachash. V'kaimu ki chachmei chivarta. He says chivarta on the bottom. It says here, it's har Sinai shemasayim es akravim. Shame nirim ki tzadikim levan. Okay, that the scorpions, they make themselves to appear as if they're great people. And if we're able to keep the tzitzis and follow the Torah the way we're supposed to do it, and we understand that we have every day, Baruch Hashem, we have the opportunity every day to say Kriya Shema. And remember, we say the Kriya Shema just to recap. So we say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. And we know that that's 25 letters. And then we say Baruch Shem Kivayt Malchusei Le'Elam, which is 24 letters. And we know that the 25 letters is higher than the 24 letters, which is because that's the place of Ratzon, Metzach HaRatzon. And then we have the 24 courthouses that are on the lower side, but when we tap into the 25, the Metzach HaRatzon, he gives us the pass to get through the 24 courthouses. So we can come back into the world and do what we're supposed to do properly without getting interrupted by all obstacles. We say the first parsha of V'ahavta SHMA Lekecha, and we know that's Keneged Avram Avinu, which is Keneged the Yom Tov of Pesach. And then we say the second parsha, which is V'haya, and V'haya is Keneged Yitzchak Avinu, which is Keneged the Yom Tov of Shavuos. And then we have the third parsha, which is the regular Shlishi, which is Sukkos, which is Keneged Yaakov Avinu. In that parsha, we have the mitzvah of tzitzis, and we mention it 3 times. Keneged the 3 Yomim Tovim, Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkos. The first one, tzitzis, is Pesach. The second one is for Shavuos. The third one is for Sukkos. And we know that when we kiss the tzitzis, and we understand that these are our true levushim, and these are the levushim that cover our neshamas, and these are the levushim that guide us to be able to do the Ratzon Hashem, to not falter and follow the Netzach HaRatzon, which is connected to tzedakah, because we know the Anani HaKavod we're also the levushim. It covered us and protected us in the desert when we were traveling. And we wear the tzitzis to protect us from all the impurity of the deserts that we walk through, and all the impurity of everything. And then we know that on Sukkot there was a lot of karbanos. Why was a lot of karbanos? The Gemara said because that we were giving a lot of tzedakah. And on Sukkot, we make sure we give the aniyim all the money, so they could also be v'samachta b'chagecha. We give the aniyim the money so that they can also appreciate the Yom Tov. Not just we should appreciate the Yom Tov, but also they should appreciate the Yom Tov. Via us doing that, we put out the Metzach HaNachash. We don't let the Nachash do all to take the power from the poverty and the impoverishment and the pain that the aniyim are wrapped into. And we give the aniyim the money, and we free the aniyim from that, and we bring them also back to the Ratzon Hashem. By us doing that, we're helping fixing their levushim, we're fixing our levushim, and by doing that, we have a beautiful Yom Tov, and we remember we have all these things. We can do this every day when we take out our tzitzis. It's connected. So who would ever have known that the Yom Tov, that the 3 holidays are connected to Parsha of Kriya Shema? Did anyone know that before? Did anyone know that? The first parsha is Pesach, the second one is Shavuos, Yitzchak Avinu, Yaakov Avinu. It's unbelievable. But now it means so much more, and why there are 3 times we kiss the tzitzis, 3 times specifically, and here we'll take our break. Thank you everyone for joining us.